Welcome to Mishna study with Masechet Demai, 7th Perek, first Mishnah, Perek Zayin Mishnah Aleph. Over here we're going to start discussing how to separate Ma'aserot. It's going to be interesting separating Ma'aserot on Shabbat. Usually not allowed to separate on Shabbat. Is there a way for you to do so if you're stuck in a bind? And one of these cases is if you invite your friend to eat over. Imagine if you invited your friend to eat over, but the friend doesn't trust him regarding Ma'aserot. So what does he do? What can he do from Erev Shabbat to prepare when he's going to his friend's house, right? And you're going to get there. You're not sure if your friend separated to Ma'aserot. You're eating by his house. You're going to a Shabbat. You want to eat. What could you do from before Shabbat to allow you to eat at your friend's house? That's what our Mishnah is going to speak about.
ושאר מעשר סמוך לו, וזה שעשיתי מעשר, עשוי תרומת מעשר עליו, ומעשר שני בצפונו או בדרומו, ומחולל על המעות. Right, so if someone invites his friend to eat over him, but he doesn't trust him regarding the ma'aserot. So what could he do? From Erev Shabbat, so he needs to start the process on Erev Shabbat. Why? Because we're not allowed to separate Trumot to Ma'aserot on Shabbat. So now we're going to start the process from Erev Shabbat, and therefore we'll be allowed to continue on Shabbat itself. And he says, what does he say on Friday? What I am going to separate tomorrow is going to be Ma'aser. Right? So imagine he has a loaf of bread. He's thinking about a loaf of bread that he's going to see tomorrow. And he's thinking, what I'm going to separate tomorrow is going to be Ma'aser. And the rest of the Ma'aser is going to be near it. Right? Remember, we had something similar. So what's he saying? He's saying, I'm going to separate a Ma'aser, right? He's going to separate, 1/100th, which is going to be the Tumat Ma'aser. And the rest of the Ma'aser is going to be near that piece. The other 9/100ths are going to be near that piece, right? The total 10 out of 100, that's going to be the Ma'aser. So he's singling out the Tumat Ma'aser and 9 others near it. Zeh she'asiti Ma'aser asui Tumat Ma'aser alav. From all the Ma'aser that I just called out, right, those 10 pieces, the first one is going to be Turumat Ma'aser for the other 9, right? Oh, there you go. He just separated Turumat Ma'aser from the whole portion. Ma'aser Sheni, and Ma'aser Sheni is the only thing left for him to separate, right? Remember, Demai, all you have to separate is Turumat Ma'aser and Ma'aser Sheni. But his Ma'aser Sheni is going to be the north or the south and redeemed onto these coins, right? So he says all this from beforehand on Erev Shabbat. Why is he allowed to do this? Because we have an important principle that Rambam says, and that is that Demai, a person can make a condition on something that's not in his possession, right? Usually you can't just separate Trumot Ma'aserot, it's not in your possession. Over here it's Demai, so he allowed you to separate it even though it's not in your possession. And of course, this is all going back on everything that we spoke about in the 5th Perek, right? When I pulled out the piece of bread to explain, that's really much repeated over here. And tomorrow, when he gets to his friend's house, what is he going to do? And Rambam explains later, he's going to actually do this. So imagine if he had a little piece of bread, so he's going to actually do that. Once he said all this, now all he needs to do is go ahead and separate 1/100th, a little piece, leave it on the side. That's his Turumat Ma'aser, and everything else, the 99 out of the 100, he's allowed to eat. Right? All he needs to separate is Turumat Ma'aser. The rest of the Ma'aser, the other 900 is allowed to eat, right? Because we tell, we say, Levi, prove it to me that you didn't get it. And then the Ma'aser Sheni, he already redeemed on coins from before, on Friday, so he's allowed to even eat that as well. So that sums up our Mishnah. It's a really important Mishnah, and this principle will come up. We're going to even expound on it in the following Mishnah as well.